But you know what? I am one little voice in a sea of other people just screaming the joys of artificial everything. All right. Nothing artificial. All right, for this Q&A, I got a nice question here that one of my contacts on social media sent me. Said, do you think AI will destroy natural creativity by allowing artists to let it overwhelm the struggle that artists had when creating without the ease that is now available? Yes. I do believe it will be a problem, and it is a problem, and has been a problem, and it already has destroyed a lot of people's natural creativity, the tendency to use natural creativity. Artificial intelligence. Let's just get it down to what it is. It's a hack. It's a cheat. It's a way for you to get things done that normally you couldn't get done because you didn't have the skill or talent or knowledge to do it yourself. And you use an artificial intelligence to bridge that gap, right? So it's a hack. It's a cheat. And before long, I'm already seeing it in a lot of different industries. But before long, it's going to be a common practice for people to use AI so that they can not accept any responsibility for mistakes. They'll be able to blame it on the AI. Well, it wasn't me. It was the AI model I'm using. So you can't blame me, right? Well, when it comes to artists, you know, the art world is full of a lot of ego. Okay. And, you know, a lot of people look at big names that are selling things for big numbers and have these storied careers, and everybody talks about them and everybody knows their name and all that kind of stuff. And other artists, at least to some extent, admire that and aspire to that. Most artists. And I have, and do to an extent, but I've tried to weed a lot of that out of my own life because it's destructive. I definitely have artists that I admire, and artists that, I mean, I grew up thinking, man, if I could paint like Monet, if I could sculpt like Michelangelo, if I could write really well, if I could illustrate something. Man, I'm an illustrator myself, and not too shabby. But there's still other illustrators that I've looked at my whole life that I look at their work and I go, man, I really like their stuff. Boy, I really wish I could do that. But you see, that struggle, that desire, that reaching towards something that you perceive as better than you, right? That is where most artists and most creative people get their drive. And it's not necessarily a competitive spirit. I mean, it is to a point, but it's not so much that as much as it is admiring the creativity and the inspiration and the skill that someone else has, right? And that's one thing with a lot of art that a lot of people don't understand. There is a certain amount of natural talent that has to go into it. But a lot of art comes down to skill. The talent is what takes it beyond rudimentary skills and into an extension of that person, right? So AI, to bring it back around here, AI is the hack. AI is the go-between. AI is the cheat. And yes, it's a cheat. for people to bridge the gap between what they believe their own skills are and where they want to be. Okay? For a long time, I stayed really busy with my business because I was a problem solver. See, I've always been an illustrator in a manufacturing industry, apparel industry for most of the time. And so I'm a problem solver. I'm not creating art and then seeing if someone wants to buy it. I'm the guy that someone comes to and says, I need this thing, and I say, I can do it. So I'm filling requests. I'm working on commission, right? I'm working on, and it's performance based. If I am not good at filling the need that my client has, I don't get more work. So the better I am at what I do, the more I strive to be good at what I do, the more work I have, right? Or that's the way it has been traditionally, okay? But then this thing shows up on the scene several years ago, and I saw it coming. I was tempted by AI as well. I was tempted to dive headfirst into all of it. I'd started researching it and everything, and I realized just how dishonest, just how crooked someone with my mind, someone with my knowledge, someone with my experiences in life and the things that I've learned over the years, someone that had my skill set and my knowledge, I realized just how dangerous I could be. Just how much I could monopolize things, and just how wrong it was, and my integrity, my own peace of mind, coupled with a very strong fear of God, kept me from going down that path. I haven't used AI for anything. And it's because I realize what it is. It's a hack. It's a cheat. People are using it not just to cheat in art, they're using it to cheat in writing and cheat on their tests and cheat on everything. Okay? So everybody's like, man, it's the coolest thing. There ain't nothing to be scared of. It ain't no danger. You just get on board there, Chief. You know, you're going to get left behind, my friend. I've heard all them comments, okay? And I say I would rather sleep with a good conscience, even if I'm poor and penniless, than to know that I gave in to something so crooked. And so, you know, it is AI destroying that classic artist struggle? Yeah, because that struggle is what weeded out the folks that couldn't cut it. You know, for years and years, I had family and friends and people that I knew go, all right, so you sit at a computer for 8-10 hours a day and stare at a computer screen and look at these little bitty details, and don't your hands get tired? Don't your fingers get tired? Yeah, they get tired. Very tired. They hurting right now. I couldn't sleep last night because my arms are hurting so bad right now. But that's part of it. Okay? To be good in the industry I've been part of, to be good in that industry, I've had to spend countless hours understanding what I'm doing. So, you know, that struggle was part of what defined people that could cut it and people that couldn't. You know, people look at Da Vinci and Michelangelo and all them. They spent a lifetime doing what they did. And countless others did too, and we don't know their names. That struggle is what created that barrier, that gap, to where not everybody could be an artist. Not everybody could be a creative. Okay? So you take away that barrier and you just tell any Joe Blow off the sidewalk, hey man, you want to design a t-shirt? All you got to do is get into old Chat GPT and put in the right prompts, and boy, bing, you got it like that. You just manifested what you wanted. You spoke it into existence as if you are God. And that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Man, that artist over there does really cool stuff, and there's no way that I could do art like his, but I can use this software over here and tell it, hey, copy something like that guy, and bling, there it is. You've got your copy, and you can go, well, I made it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're cheating. And I'm probably going to get a lot of flack over this because I got a whole bunch of contemporaries, a whole bunch of folks that are in my same kind of circles, same kind of industry, same kind of work, same kind of illustrations. Many of them I looked up to over the years, many that have fallen to the wayside because I've seen that they have decided to just embrace it all. There's no integrity anymore. It's all about making a nickel. And everybody goes, well, Gary, money makes the world go round. If you ain't worried about money, you're going to go poor. Well, you know what? I already am poor. I already am poor, and I'm used to being poor, and it's okay. I'd rather be poor and have a good conscience than make an extra little bit of money and think to myself that God's going to get me because I've been lying to people about what I'm doing. The artist's struggle is part of what God put in place in this world to keep just anybody from thinking they can do just anything. And that pretty much goes with anything with AI. Pretty much. So, you ask me, let me read that question again. You asked me, do you think AI will destroy natural creativity? I think it already has. By allowing artists to let it overwhelm the struggle. It's not allowing artists. Artists are actively embracing something that keeps them from having any, the convenience, the ease is what draws artists to it. That ease is going to be people's downfall. I've seen it and I'm not going to say I'm immune to like inconveniences. Right now, I'd be just about dying if it wasn't for the air conditioning I got in this room. It'd be really hard for me to record a video if I didn't have a camera and a microphone and a computer and all this other stuff. Of course, conveniences to a point do make life, in our idea, better. But when you get to the point of having something like artificial intelligence, not just help you. Everybody says it's an agent. Oh yeah, I had my run-in with an agent about 3 years ago trying to scandal me, an AI agent, long before people knew what that was. But people think, man, you're just a dinosaur. You're going to get left behind. Well, you know what? Maybe. But at least I know that I'm not lying to people when I say I really came up with this idea. I really made this piece of art with my hands. This is something that came from me. I'm not using AI or other things to even make my ideas for me. And if you're an artist out there that is bowing down to it and using it to do your thinking for you and using it to make your art for you, number one, shame on you. And number two, I wish you would just stop it and go back to the real way of making art. But you know what? I am one little voice in a sea of other people just screaming the joys of artificial everything. All right. Y'all go right ahead, but I know the consequences of the things I'm saying here. I already see it. I've been seeing it for years. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. I'm outside of the system. I'm outside of what everybody wants to do. I'm outside of it. Okay, fine. But at least I'm not artificial. At least I'm not lying to people. At least I'm not selling myself off as something that I'm not. And all you fellow artists out there that are using AI and then turning around and telling people that it's your idea or it's your artwork or it's your whole project without letting them know that you used AI to work it up. Yeah. And you know who you are. Shame on you. I've had my share of the artist struggle. Many times. Many times. Look, I've been doing this for 40 years, man. 40 years of having to make art on demand. Somebody coming and saying, I need this, and me going, yes, sir, and getting after it. 40 years. That's fine. You want to cheat? Go ahead and cheat. You want to lie? Go ahead and lie. You want to be a fake? Go ahead and be a fake. Not me. Thank you so much for the really good question. I look forward to answering more.